How we doing today, huh? I'm doing pretty good too, thank you. Today I wanted to talk about something that I might have touched on in a previous video. I tend to do that often. Just expand on my previous thought processes. Anyways, I wanted to talk about how the belief that you hold yourself with can negatively impact you. And I want to talk about how looking at yourself in a positive light can change that. I think in my past videos I talked about being kind to yourself. This is a bit different. Because being kind is like an action. You know, it's something that you do, something that you willingly like go through. This what I'm about to talk about is more like subtle, you know, and it's something that, if done correctly, can be a habit that you carry on for the rest of your life. Let's just dive straight into it. I don't know how else to talk about it. And it is, you know, the fact that if you look at yourself like you're an awkward person, then inevitably you're gonna be awkward. You know, if you look at yourself as an extrovert, then you're gonna be an extrovert. You know, there's a lot more emotional play into those things, into those feelings and those outlooks, but for the most part, what you say you are manifests into how you act. And I wanted to touch on the importance of looking at yourself and thinking about yourself in a way that makes you act like the best version of yourself. It's something that I heard about not too long ago, maybe a year, and it's something that I actually have started to practice maybe for 6 months, and it's worked. Obviously, you know, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I never have. But this definitely helps you look at yourself in a way that is perfect. I don't know any other way to go about that. I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm saying the thought process is perfect, and it makes you, you know, not only be more confident but be more secure. And I had talked about how being secure is the one-way ticket into becoming who you are. I think. Did I talk about security in the video? Let me go check. I didn't. Let's talk about it. Let's segue into security and then go back to thought processes about yourself. I said that before, but I'll touch on it a little bit more in detail today. Security in yourself is very, very detrimental into becoming, you know, who you're supposed to be and being more confident and, you know, putting yourself out there. A person who's secure has no fear, basically. It sounds a little bit cliche, but it's true. You know, security in yourself is something that once obtained, you can't really lose it unless you let things get to your head. But a secure person wouldn't let things into their head. The opposite of being secure is insecure. And insecurity can lead to a number of different ideas and beliefs and, you know, self-deprecation and laziness and unmotivation. All of those things, when like cut to the core, it reveals an insecurity. In one way or another, all of the bad things that you do lead back into insecurity. For example, you start eating more junk food, you start getting bigger. The reason that you got bigger in the first place is because you became insecure about how small you were, because people would tell you and call you skinny names. I know I definitely struggled with that a lot, being called skinny and getting offended by it. And that insecurity, created certain body images for me that is to this day still hard to erase. Once you're hurt and once you start taking things personally, it's so easy to hold on to those beliefs. And breaking out of those beliefs is even harder once you hold it so tight. A secure person would get made fun of and kind of laugh it off. They'd kind of, brush past it and say, yeah, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I am. What are you trying to say? And there's a difference between like securing yourself and wanting to change versus securing yourself and being comfortable with how you are now. I don't like that second one. Securing yourself and being comfortable with how you are. That just, I don't know, that goes against the idea of being secure, because being secure kind of makes it so that, you change because change is inevitable. And when you're secure, you tend to change quicker and easier and faster because you're going after things that you want rather than an insecure person going after things that other people want for them. That's just something that I was thinking about, and how this can, fit into what I was talking about earlier about the thought process of yourself. When you're secure in yourself, you think about yourself in a radically different way from when you're insecure. When you're insecure and you're looking in the mirror, instead of looking at everything that is good and everything that is beautiful about you, you critique the little things. Oh my gosh, that pimple right here, that's gonna keep me from talking to a stranger today. Or the fact that my nose is too big, it's gonna stop me from blah blah blah. My hair is too short and it's so much this way and it's so much that way, and my ears are blah blah. You see how that creates a wormhole into negativity, and that wormhole into negativity can kickstart feelings of anxiety and trauma and whatever you want to call it. Those feelings derive from those insecure thoughts. Whereas you're a secure person, you look in the mirror, and instead of nitpicking every critique, you're kind of looking at everything that you would have looked at in an insecure light, in a grateful light. Oh, my eyes are pretty. They are able to provide the gift of seeing. Or like my hair is, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that my hair looks that good. Or my facial hair, oh my gosh, it's looking good. Like, there's such a huge impact on what positive and negative thoughts about yourself can do. And that's something I wanted to touch on today, is that you've got to start becoming secure in yourself, and you've got to start thinking about yourself in a way that not only uplifts you, but it inspires you, and it forms the version of you that you want to become. And with this new year, I urge those of you who struggle with those thoughts to push past them and start looking at yourself in a positive light, in a secure light, and being grateful for everything that you have, that your body is able to function normally. There's people who can't do what I do. And with that being said, it's kind of impossible for me not to acknowledge everything that my body does. No matter how unperfect it might be to me, my body is perfect. And it's only gonna get better, you know, the more I work on it, the more I go to the gym, the more my body grows into what I want it to be. But that doesn't mean that I'm not happy with it now. I am. But I'm still gonna improve because that's my goal. You know, if your goal is to develop a sense of gratitude for the body you have now, that's great. You know, I appreciate when somebody sits down with themselves and, you know, basically just accepts what they are. But, you know, if your body's not where you want it to be, you can still be grateful for it, and you can still look at it securely while working on it. That's what I do. And it's easier said than done, I know. But eventually you'll get to that point where improving it just makes you love your body that much more. Thanks for listening. That was just something I wanted to talk about today. I hope you found value in it. I'm gonna log off for the day. I thank you for watching. I'll catch you in my next one. Peace. Oh, whoops. Bye.